All right, I want to welcome everybody back to a new segment. This is Kicking It with Dustin. This is where we get the interview and you chop it up about some sneakers, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm good. Blessed. How about you?
I am glad to hear that, man. I'm good, man. I'm trying to, gain and maintain, man. Can't really complain.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So for our first segment, we're gonna get into my personal favorite. It is Fuego and Barsuda. And if you're new to the show, this segment is pretty much talking about fire or trash. Just start taking spin off on some kicks. So up first, we got the Not Cut University Gold. This is a Drake collab. It's a Nike shoe. How you feel about it?
Man, I'm gonna have to go basura. And hear me out, hear me out. I'm just not a Drake guy, so I've got a little hate in my heart just based off that. But I mean, the shoe, I like the silhouette of the shoe. The colorway is not bad. Um, but I don't know. To me, and we'll get into this once we start talking about like my views on the shoe game and everything.
Yeah.
Anything that I know is going to get hyped for the wrong reason, I just automatically have a bad taste in my mouth for. So
hmm
the six is going to come for me. The OVO crew is going to be at my neck, but I can't help it. I'm going to say Basura.
Hey, I feel you on that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got a homegirl. She love these shoes, but for me personally, I don't like them. Like you said, I love the colorway. I feel like that University Gold, like black and gold, just goes together. Like
Yeah,
it was just meant for those colors to collide. But yeah, I feel like the colorway nice, but the shoe, I'm not a fan of that silhouette. I'm not vibing with it.
yeah. I think it's an okay silhouette, but yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Now up next, number two, we got the green off white Air Force Ones, or called Brooklyn's. How you feeling about those?
heartbroken. They're fuego, man. I entered the raffle on these. I didn't get them.
Oh, you went for
I went for them.
we're gonna have to chop it up, man. I ain't
I
even
went
know,
for them.
bro.
And like shout out to Virgil, RIP. Legend. And so I saw these. I like the colorway, man. That green is so vivid. It pops. It's a gorgeous colorway to me. So I think these are fuego.
Oh yeah, for sure. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not the biggest Air Force One fan. I only got one pair back here. Um, I ain't gonna lie. When Virgil stepped on the scene, he brought his knowledge of architecture and some other stuff, and he's been able to. Well, he was able to like just remaster certain shoes and make certain pieces like pop out, and that's one of the things I loved about him. Also, the zip ties I feel like is a great fit. For me, these are fuego. Even though
Yeah.
I didn't enter, I was like, no, I ain't even try. All right, third we have the Argon Dunk Lows. They had a early access this morning, but they are set to drop next week. How you feel about them?
Basura. I like dunks. I'm just not. That's too much blue for me. I don't wear that much blue, as I'm wearing a Danny Cannell Giants jersey right now. But
Okay.
uh, it's just too much blue. The contrast in blue colors is nice, broken up with the white. It's okay. It's just not my style.
Yeah, I feel on that. Now, to me, if any of you are big like basketball fans or just your colleges, to me it looks like a UNC and like a Kentucky blue or Duke blue just meshing together. I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't put together. Now, if they would have did something different, I think it would have been cool. But these are suited for me as well.
Yeah.
All right, for our last shoe, Barsuda and Fergo and Barsuda, we have the Howard Jordan PE 6s. How we feeling?
Fuego, fuego, fuego. Three flames, man. These are fire.
Okay.
The Jordan 6 is such a timeless silhouette anyway, and plus you got the HBCU nod. Like these are fire, just all the way around. I DC is my favorite place in the world,
Okay.
so I love I got a soft spot in my heart for Howard anyway, just from being up there a lot throughout the years. And yeah, these are fuego.
All right, I'm feel you. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. One of my favorite things is the patch underneath the pull area at
Yeah,
the tongue. I love that red, and I love how the HU just complements it. And
yeah,
then the back, that it's just like that emblem that shows that they're part of that brotherhood, that creed. I love that on the back. I think that's very hard. It incorporates the logo, the colors, the flag, and the year that they were established. So I really vibe with it. So it's a fuego for me.
yeah. I got a Jordan Dream Team jersey that these would be too cold with, so I might have to try to cop these.
Okay, that boy had them throwback jerseys. Boy, I see you over there. That boy got that heat. That heat. Now, before we get into any sneaker talk, man, let's go ahead and tell them about your podcast and what you and Nico and all the guys got going on, man.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm one of the hosts of the Don't Go Out There podcast. We review horror movies and horror adjacent movies. So once a week, sometimes twice a week, we'll pick a movie, review it, give our scores, break it down. We'll have a lot of guests on as far as actors, directors, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. You can check us out on all the streaming sites, on all social medias. Don't Go Out There, or don'tgoooutthere.com has everything you need. And then other podcasts I got going on is the Lateral podcast with Mike Settle. We got it's college football. So during the season, we'll do previews before the games and then recaps after the game. We go live on Saturday mornings with like a college game day style vibe. And then in the off season, we're going to do, it's called the Lateral because we're going to throw it back. We're going to talk about some historic moments throughout college football's history so that we can keep the show year round. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Oh yeah, man. I love it, dog. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not the biggest horror fan, but when I peeped, I'm late to the game, so when I peeped y'all podcast, I'm sorry, I peeped you guys' podcast. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna support. So I started tuning in, even though I don't watch a lot of the movies now. It's a couple of them that I mess with, like the Ghostbusters. Like I enjoyed the
Yeah.
episode. Get Out. I feel like that one is my favorite. I messed with Texas Chainsaw Massacre episode. Like you guys been putting out some heat, man.
Appreciate
And I'm
that,
feeling
man.
the merch. I'm gonna go support too. Make sure
Appreciate
y'all go
that.
support them, man. Tap in. Now, go ahead and get it started, man. I want to know, like, I know me and you had some conversations, on Twitter and everything. But you said that you weren't collecting anymore, so I want to know what was it like for you collecting sneakers back in the day.
Easier. So, a little background on me is I worked at Finish Line for about 8 years. It was my first job out of high school, so 2006. And then like the next 8 years, I was at Finish Line and I was manager over there.
Okay.
So to me, I stopped collecting because, man, the game's it's weird, man. I know things evolve, and you either evolve or die. And I guess I'm a dinosaur. I done died in the game. We used to get mad at resellers. Now resellers done took over, and it's hard to get anything unless you go through a reseller. And bots have messed up the whole raffle system. So, yeah. So for me, when I was, the peak of my collection was probably 2000. I want to say like 2012, 2011, somewhere like that. I had probably 250, 260 pairs of sneakers, with over half of them still dead stock. I love sneakers. I love the culture. I love everything about it. And a lot of it for me was, I wanted these shoes when I was a kid. I ain't had the money for them. So now here I am, 18, 19, 20, 22 years old. I got the money for it. I'm going to get these shoes. So it was special to me. And now it's got so hard. It's got so hard to get them, and it got so difficult and so convoluted. I had to get out.
I feel you. Now, you say you used to work at Finish Line.
Yeah.
Do you have any like crazy moments, memories, or stories about working there, even as a manager and stuff like that?
Oh, for sure, man. Like I worked in Knoxville, Tennessee, Finish Line, all four of them. We had 2 malls that I worked at. We had an outdoor shopping center. I worked there sometimes. Then one in Maryville, Tennessee, which is like a suburb. I got some crazy stories. The store manager that was there for a while, he and I like basically built the demand up for him, because shoes used to sit. We get full size runs and they would just sit, and then we just kind of let it be known, hey, where's everybody going to get their shoes? Because we see people in Knoxville wearing them. So we would go over to Foot Locker. We go over to Champs. We're like, hey, why y'all shopping there? Because we got them too. And man, I seen some crazy stuff. I saw people getting fist fights, because you got to think, we would open the store at 8 a.m. Mall don't open till 10. We'd open at 8 for the release date. Already be a line outside the door, and I saw fist fights. Like I'm walking in, unlocking the door, trying to walk in, and people are jockeying position, thinking that if they're closer to the door, I'm gonna lock it right behind me. But if they're closer to the door when I get there, it's gonna do something. And so I saw fist fights. I saw rappers come into town for concerts and expect me to have something for them. I got a show tonight. I know you held something for me. I'm like, nah, man, I ain't holding up. I didn't know you were coming.
Yeah.
Cash Out did that.
Oh man.
I saw I sold a pair that I had for me. It was on a release date. We had one pair because I didn't hold them. We didn't allow employees to hold shoes. Like we had to raffle them, and like one employee was allowed to hold one. Right. So it's Jordan 3s. I had a size. I was going to buy them at the end of my shift. Gunplay came in, and I love Gunplay. And so I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna let him get these shoes. And that was stupid of me because I didn't get nothing out of it. He just said appreciate it, and that was it. But and I still missed it. I would have still had those shoes. But anyway, man, like really, it's just it's hard to sit and reminisce about things without having PTSD, really, because it got crazy at times. It's like
Yeah.
Black Friday every Saturday when we had a big release.
Hmm. What was a release that really had y'all jumping? Like the people really was getting crunk over, like bumping and fighting. Like what was a release that had everybody going crazy?
Space Jams. When they brought those Space Jams back in, I don't know, what was it, 09, something like
2016.
that. No, before then, before 2016.
Oh, okay. I know what
So
you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, I think it was like 09 or so. I Man, that one was crazy because we knew we didn't have enough shoes for the demand. Like we knew we weren't going to have enough shoes for demand. I had Tennessee basketball players ask me, "Hey man, we got a game, but I know you're going to hold them for me, right?" And I'm like, "No man, I can't."
Yeah.
And it's just that was the craziest release I ever saw because those finish line made us do a raffle for, so we couldn't do first come first serve on those finish lines. Like, nope, raffle them, they're gone. We don't want no problems. Still have problems. So that was the one.
Oh, for sure. I feel you. I feel you for sure. Now, what was that like? The raffling system like? So how does that work for those of?
Basically, it was a legit raffle. We would have the little blue tear tickets that you get at carnivals and stuff. Rip them in
Mhm.
half, write down your size, and then we're drawing them. All right, who had 11? Ticket number 1014. Who's got? It was kind of stupid, but it worked.
Okay, I feel you. This is up. Um, Now I remember you was talking about like how just crazy it was. Like shoes used to say it was much easier to collect back then. But do you ever regret like getting out of the game, or if you do or not, like what do you miss most about it?
I do. Now also my style has changed throughout the years. I don't wear a lot of the stuff that like I've got a pair of foam posits in my closet I'll probably never put back on my feet. I got several retro Jordans in my closet that I'm just like, they're cool to have, but it's not really my style anymore. So I've been trying to ease my way back into the game, but what I'm targeting has definitely evolved. But yeah, that I don't know. That's probably how I view it now. Is I do regret getting out of the game, but I'm glad I did just because, like I said, it's so different. It was
Oh
easier in the sense of release dates come, and I know my side or my store got 2 size 12s. So after our line that we had built up out front of the store, after they get what they came to get and they're gone, there's no line outside. If there's still a 12 there, I got dibs to it. Like I can buy it right then. And if I don't have it, then I know I could call to one of my other local stores and they probably got a 12, at least one of them. So that's what I meant by easy.
yeah.
Nowadays, nah, they're gone because it don't matter if that person wears a 12 or not. They're buying it because they know they can flip it and make a quick buck. I can't hate. I can't hate. I mean, that's capitalism. That's you just trying to make some money. I feel you, but from a
Yeah.
personal standpoint, I do hate.
I feel you on that, but I really hate when it's like a shoe that you've been waiting on. Like, so for me, what I do is like I look at shoes ahead of time. Like whenever they start dropping those like mock up pictures and they start dropping dates and stuff, I start doing extra research. Like I don't just look at Twitter. I don't just look at Google. Like I actually try to hit up people who work for these like shoe pages. People work for the company. I ask them like, hey, so what the time frame looking like? And so I don't always get information right away, or always get information, but the little bit that I do, I try to look at the mock-ups and say, well, let's see, this colorway I have a lot of, so I got to skip it. Um, this colorway is the one I lack. Let me see if I actually want this shoe or this silhouette, and I do it like that.
Yeah,
But it's just really it's really painful when it's a shoe that you've been waiting almost a year for, months for. you done saved for, you done budgeted plan, like, oh, I'm gonna get this, and release day you miss out.
Yep.
Man, it's heartbreaking.
It is.
It
When
really
the
is.
Grinch Kobe's came out, that's how I was. I was like, all right, I'm a because I didn't get these back in the day, and I had a shot at getting them. These were a release that I had access to, and then they bring them back. What was it, last year before? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get them. Nope, didn't get them. Couldn't get them. And then by the next day when I could have got them, I was like, I'm not paying that. That's stupid. That makes me mad. So
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The only Kobe's that I really seen people get, um, well, the Mambacitas, of course,
yeah,
because Nike did bless some people. But outside of those, I saw people with the Imperial Pulse pair, like the little purple black pair, and I forget the name of the red and black ones. The Kobe Six. I can't remember the name of them, but those two were the main ones that I saw people with, or three because I mentioned the Mambacitas, but those are the only ones I seen people with. Now those Grinch, I don't think I know anybody personally with those.
Nico got
Oh,
them
that's right.
because every time I go down to Tallahassee, I think about stealing them.
Bro, Nico got everything, bro.
Okay.
Oh
I swear, I walk in his bedroom. I'm like, man, this is a finish line stock room. I'm walking in right now. What's going on in here?
man, that boy eating right now too. I
Yeah,
was going, I was gonna bring that up too. I was like, working with Nico and everything, and you guys both being, like y'all are both fans of Florida State. Like, does he kind of like rub off as like an influence into trying to creep back into the sneaker game?
he does for sure. But partly, a lot of it though is also, like I said, I love the culture. I love the whole aspect of it. So that's always been there. But when I go and I see Nico doing his fashion shoots in his driveways on Instagram, and I go down there and I see his bedroom, all the shoe boxes there, I'm like, okay, so it's kind of like he's stoking the fire for sure.
Oh yeah. Does he do you ever ask him like if it's like a particular shoe you like? Do you ever ask him like try to help you secure it, or you haven't gotten there yet?
I ain't got there yet. He's the one that he put me on game about sneakers app and whatever that trash Adidas app is. Man, it's so bad.
Confirmed.
Yeah, confirmed.
Barsuda.
So
Barsuda.
Basura for sure. So he put me on those, and I've entered a couple raffles. I ain't got no luck yet. I heard that they try to let you have a couple raffles early on to get you, to tease you, make you think you can get them all. I ain't got one yet, so it's
Bro.
coming.
I ain't gonna lie, sneakers out and like they've been showing me a lot of love lately. I remember talking trash about them on Twitter back in 2020, and my first dub were the Fire Red Fours back in, I think, was it 2019, 20, whatever year it was, 2019, 2020. And that next year is when I really started to hit. I haven't been hitting because I haven't even really been entering, but they've been showing love. But confirmed, I'm like
Yep.
0 for 20, 30. Like I've deleted accounts, recreated. I had people enter for me. Nothing. Nothing.
It crashes too much too, man. I try. Well, maybe it's because what I was trying to get on was the Yeezy, is the turtle doves. So maybe that's the reason it
Oh,
crashed, because everybody was trying to get those. But man, fix it.
man. I tell you what, I ain't gonna lie, the 350 is my favorite easy. Like if um if I had a way to secure the 350s that I miss, I'm telling you I would. I would. I would. But speaking of that, I know that you aren't, really checking for sneakers like that. But if you can go back in time, maybe back to like your time as a child, teenager, or even as a young adult, like what shoe did you miss out on release wise? And it like what shoe would you try to double back for if you could? Like just
Okay.
one particular shoe.
Uh, I mean, it's really hard to say with a lot of them because, well, especially with Nike, because man, they re-release them so often now. Like Jordans, I mean, Jordans they re-release everything. It's so saturated. Um, but if I could go back in time, I'll be honest with you, I would have bought every colorway possible of the Kobe fives when they came out, because the
Okay.
Kobe fives is the top three silhouette for me. Like I wear those a lot, and like everything else, it's harder and harder to get them because when they drop a Kobe, especially now that he's passed, they're gonna go. And so, yeah, I would have just probably bought every colorway of the Kobe five I could have and doubled up on them, so I'd have them for some years.
No, for sure. They got I'm not sure if you're a fan of his Adidas days, but those ugly well, I'm not gonna talk about them. I said I was gonna stop calling shoes ugly unless it's Fuego Barsuda. But how do you feel about those toaster oven Adidas of Kobe's?
That's so funny you said that because when I was thinking back, so before we got on tonight, it's probably 5 o'clock this afternoon. I started thinking about like what really got me into shoes in the first place. I had them. I had them. The OGs,
No,
the Adidas Kobe twos. Uh,
no,
yeah. So the year before, I had the Iverson Answer fours, and it's just
my favorite.
I, I I've got 3 pairs of them in the closet because when they started re-releasing those, I was like, yep, that's nostalgia for me. So,
I
but
almost bought the Power Ranger ones with the Lord
oh yeah,
Zord. I mean Lord. Dang, I can't say the man name. Lord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I can't think his name.
yeah. It's not. I won't say Zoltan. It's not Zoltan. It's
It's something with a Z.
yeah.
Zolt. Can't think.
I'll think of it. But I was just thinking about like what actually got me into shoes, and man, it was going to school and that feeling like your friends hyping you like, oh my god, you got those, and the Iverson Answer fours did it, and then the next year, Christmas, I got the Kobe twos, and everybody loved them. And looking back, what were we thinking, man? Those you said it's a toaster oven. I was wearing a toaster oven,
Bro,
so
that's really what it looked like. And every time, so I did a show about Kobe because it was my episode, and Kobe was one of the first players that I saw as a kid that I enjoyed watching. My dad was a Lakers, well, he is a Lakers fan, so obviously that's the games I was watching. But um, back in the '90s, the KB8s, bro, them things were precious. Like I'm not an Adidas fan, like I'm straight Nike Jordan, but bro, those were the first shoes from Adidas that I really enjoyed, and I wish I could have got them, bro. I
I
want them
got
things so hard.
I got the red and black ones in the closet right now. I break them out every now and then for when
Okay.
I'm wearing some Bulls stuff because I'm a Bulls fan. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah, I love those too. Yeah, Iverson was that for me though. So growing up, I had the Answer fours, the Answer fives, the Answer six. Like Iverson is my all-time favorite basketball player, even though I'm a Bulls fan. Like, and I grew up
Okay.
during that era, but Iverson was just different, man. He
Yeah.
changed not just the game, he changed the culture. He was bigger than basketball, which Jordan was too.
Yeah.
But really, Iverson was the first person I can remember seeing, but like, I gotta have his shoes. I want those. So
Oh yeah. I ain't gonna lie. They've been retro on a lot of his shoes. The questions I've been
yep.
seeing, the answers, like I love it. Now, I have the stepovers. I have the green answer fours. I'm looking at them right now. I have the red ones. Now, the red ones, those were my favorite. I was glad to get those back. The stepovers I actually have those in Georgia. I need to go grab them. I keep saying it. I need to go grab them from my mom in them house. But listen, the answer fours, Reebok got me as long as they keep dropping those. But
Yeah.
anything else, I'm not big on Reebok. Like I tried, like even Soldier Reeds and everything, but it's just not my cup of tea. It's not my forte.
Yeah, they brought back those the Sean Kims, the kamikazes, and people bought them, but I was like, nah, I'm good on those. They brought back the
Mhm.
Emmett Smiths, and people bought them. I'm like, nah, man, I just can't be doing it. But you're
Yeah.
right, the questions and the answer fours and maybe fives. Yeah, I'm in there on those.
Oh yeah. They even got the Shacks coming back, but they can
Not for
have
me.
that. It's too big. To me, the Shacks look like a fat, like moon stumper shoe. It's like a shoe an astronaut would wear.
Yeah,
Or like
it,
an
it,
ant bed,
it was
bro.
built for a 7'1", 350-pound guy, man. It ain't built for me.
Man, you can't even wear ankle braces with those if you hoop. Like them things, so bro, it got so much ankle support. I'm telling you, like I feel like a mid cut like ankle sock, it would cover up the whole sock. Like that's just how it looked. I
Yeah.
couldn't. Now, getting into, I heard you talking about inspirations and stuff. Like, did you have any particular people around you outside of like classmates and everything? Like, did you have anybody that influenced you to purchase sneakers or just collect them or just like them? Period.
Yeah, for sure. So, like in school, I remember sixth grade going. We went to my basketball team. We went to the mall and walking through. They had the questions outside. It was the remember it was like a baby blue and a navy blue colorway they had.
I
It
think I know
was,
what you're talking about. Was it did it have any yellow with it?
no, it didn't have yellow. It was like a baby blue, or like it wasn't even really baby blue. It was almost like a blue raspberry color upper, and then across the toe and the Reebok logo and everything was navy, and then the midsole was white. And I remember walking
Mm.
through the mall, and my friends were all crowding like hyping them up, and I was like, I got to get those, and I didn't get those, but I remember that that's when I started asking for shoes. I was like, okay, what we got? We got I answer fours, gotta have them. Got the
Yeah.
answer fives, the Kobe twos, gotta have them. And then freshman year of high school, going forward, I got the Jordan 1 Chromes that they came out with in 2002. They didn't have
Okay.
a swoosh on the side. They had the Chrome Jumpman logo. Everybody in school, seniors on the basketball team. I was freshman basketball team. All the seniors were like, oh man, those are cold. And so that is just that rush of being like, all right, man, cool. Like, it's I guess the earliest form of clout chasing is getting approval from your peers for wearing something fly. So that's what like got me interested in it and everything. And then fast forward when I go to work at Finish Line, uh, someone who I consider a mentor to me, not just there, but like still to this day in life. His name's Jonathan. Jonathan's made shoes his career. He still his handle on Twitter is "Kicks Are My Career." Jonathan's my dog. Um, I considered him a heavy influence in because I ain't gonna lie, I was trying to buy some ugly shoes, a couple times when I was at Finish Line, and he's like, "Nah, man, we don't wear those." So,
Like
so
what?
yeah,
What's a couple of them?
it wasn't even no like special releases. It's just like everyday beaters. I was like, I think I'm gonna get these. Like he's just gonna give me a side eye. I'm like, okay, maybe I need to rethink this. So
I feel you with that. That's how I do my students on the little. So today I wore my Travis Scott sixes. I just put them back up there, over there, or whatever. But one of my students, his sister, was in our dismissal group, and we were in the cafeteria, and I had on my 11 lows. She was like, "Oh, you wearing lows today? Tell me some, what are those?" And I looked at, I'm like, "You got on mid ones." And so she was like, "You ain't got nothing hype." I was like, "Oh, really?" I said, "All right, bet. I got something for you tomorrow." I said, I'm with some six. She's like, "Okay, me and my brother is." I'm like, "All right, bet." And so just, engaging with the kids, it's like, it helped me as well with growing my collection. And also just trying to take care of them, because every day, like, I get compliment on my shoes. Like, if it's not my cologne that I'm wearing, it's always my shoes. So I it
yep,
encouraged me to keep going, but I try to do it smart, because I don't want to hoard, and also take a shoe that I really don't like, because I always think about it. I was like, well, if it's a shoe I want, would I want somebody to buy even though they don't want it? You know what I mean? So I try to make everything I do purposeful. And when I sneaker shop, that's what I've been trying to get in the mindset of being purposeful. Like, get something that I like, something that can add to the colorway rotation, or just double back on a sneaker that I missed on as a kid. So that's my encouragement, or just my purpose when it comes to smart sneaker shopping.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I respect that.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Now I remember talking. You were saying it's a certain couple of like brands and everything you shop at, or you shop for now. What brand can expect you to shop with them right now?
Man, I'm so I don't know. I'm so different in what I look for in shoes now. Like if it's a you know off-white Air Force One, then yeah, I'm gonna try to get it. But like if you just catch me walking in a Finish Line or a Foot Locker or something, just wanting to buy some shoes, then it's basically Nike Cortez, it's Chuck Taylors, mix in some Saucony. Let's see, some
Ooh, boy.
some Asics gel lights. Uh, the Saucony that I wear the most is the Shadow 5000s. So I'm more casual, and not only that, they're easier to find. I ain't got to fight with bots and resellers on them most of the time. So I'm
Yeah.
simple man these days.
How did you feel about those Cortez, not Sakani, excuse me, those Cortez like waffle collabs? How did you feel about those?
Uh, I mean they're all right. It's I can I like them, but I didn't get any. I'm not in a rush to get any. That I would wear them. It's just not nothing too crazy for me.
Oh, for sure. I was just asking because, like, for me, I'm a big Saucony, Sakani, however you like to pronounce it. I'm a huge fan of them, and I also love Cortezes. But I'm gonna get into the Sakanis in a minute. But with the Cortez, I feel like that's my favorite Nike shoe. Like,
Yeah,
if you separate Jordan, that listen, I have the Obsidians, I have the black and whites, I have the Stranger Things pair, the red and white ones. Bro, I had to get those. So when I started working and I was saving up bread, I was like, you know what? When I go sneaker shopping, that's gonna be one of the first 5 kicks I get. I think it was my fourth, bro. I had to get those. Ooh, I
yeah,
haven't worn them yet, but I love them. They're so clean. And when I finish get my cases, I'm going to display those. But the other one is the dim song something dog. Oh, I gotta look it up. It's somewhere back here. I haven't wore those either. Those are dead stocked as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so vanilla with it too with my Cortezes because I'm basically the white with the black swoosh, the black with the white swoosh, and that's it. I'll mix in some white and navy. Same with Chucks. Like Chucks, I'm usually just black low top Chucks. That's it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
every couple months, just go drop another $60, get another pair.
Oh yeah.
But you might mix in a pair of white lows or some navy lows. But yeah, just it's pretty simple.
Oh yeah, for sure. With the Chucks, I ain't gonna lie. Watching the Sandlot as a Jet made me want some, but I ain't gonna lie. They weren't my biggest want, but they are iconic, man. They are iconic.
I can't lie, man. This is how fake I am. So the thing that
Uh-oh.
really got me like wanting to wear Chucks was Wiz Khalifa.
Oh man,
Man, when Wiz was real big, Taylor Gang, man. And I
I
was
was
like,
just about to
okay.
ask you where you Taylor game. I bet you
Yeah,
used to have that
so
in your bio.
yeah.
I bet you used to.
Nah, I can't maybe. But but no, man, when Rolling Papers came out, especially, I was like, okay, Chucks, that's all I'm wearing from now on. And then I was like, okay, I can't really do this because these shoes ain't comfortable. They, my feet are killing me. So that's when I'd mix in some other stuff. And it was the same kind of to a certain extent with Cortezes. I'd had Cortezes and I love Cortezes. But when Kendrick dropped that Control verse, he said, no more designer from now on is Nike Cortez. And I was like, man, that's my favorite shoe anyway. So it was easy. I was like,
Hmm.
all right, people gonna think I'm doing something, but I'm really just wearing a shoe I like.
Yeah, and see, bro, that's the crazy thing about it. Like, even though that shoe is so iconic, it ties into that strain of See, I don't really want to get into it too much because I'm working, I'm researching. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna spoil it. But anyways, it ties into that chain of like gang related sneakers, and
That too.
it's tough, man.
That too, which
So,
that's wild to me. I'm a white kid from East Tennessee, like I ain't never experienced no gang culture. Like East Knoxville gets a little rowdy sometimes, but it's not really gang culture. And
yeah.
so I didn't grow up around there. I had no idea of the history of that until I'm wearing Cortezes and I'm traveling more and I'm around different culture or different uh, regions of the country and stuff, and I'm filled in on this. I'm like, oh, well, I just like to shoot,
Mm,
man. I ain't trying to. I don't want no problems.
I feel you. How do you feel about the Forrest Gump colorway, like the white with the red and blue? How you feel about those?
I want a pair, just because that's the Forrest Gumps, man. That's an OG. The Cortez was Nike's first running shoe. And then Forrest Gump ran across America in them. So I want a pair. I just
Mhm.
haven't got them.
Oh yeah. Now I ain't gonna lie, Forrest Gump and Paid in Full what did it for me when Mekhi Phifer was cleaning his I think matter of fact I think his were the Forrest Gumps if I'm not mistaken. When he was cleaning his and he was
Hmm.
teaching his little brother about like when you clean shoes you gotta tuck your shoelaces in and stuff. Seeing that made me want those shoes.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
just seeing the history behind it outside of like the gang affiliation and stuff, like like my respect for those are up there.
yeah. So I remember when I started really messing with Cortezes was I was working at Finish Line, and just you look at shoes all day and you're like, man, I want some new shoes, but I'm tired of. I don't want to buy new Air Maxes. I don't want to buy, although Air Max 95s at one time were my favorite shoe, but
Okay.
I don't want to buy this. Let's be different. So then I started buying Cortezes. I started buying Puma Romas, uh,
Oh, okay.
some casual shoes that are timeless. Like they always make them. They never really go out of style because they're never really in style. They're just there. And so I was
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna make it my own, and that's gonna be my signature. So that's really how I got on Cortezes.
Oh, that's dope, man. What about with the Saucony? Like what like silhouette from them got you into them?
It was that Shadow 5000. I love the Shadow 5000 and the Shadow 6000. It's like those two silhouettes are the only ones that I've owned and the only ones that I buy. They come out with some crazy colorways. They come out with some uh, really muted colorways, and then they got the simple whites, the simple blacks, and so I think it's a great silhouette that looks good with pants, looks good with shorts. Like it's a great model.
Oh yeah. I ain't gonna lie, my favorite. It's that grid or Suda, the 2000s. Bro, I love those. The little shark teeth cut on them.
Oh yeah.
Bro, it was actually what's his name? He a Florida State fan too. I don't know, I forgot his real name, but his Twitter name is like I Bruce or something Bruce Lee or something. I can't think
Oh
his
yeah, my
name.
dog Leroy.
Yeah, there you go, Bruce Leroy. There you go.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember that jump for nothing. But yeah, I remember he posted it one day because I had saw him
Yeah.
before, and then I forgot about him when he posted. I was like, oh, I was like, let me go jump on him. So I got the Let me see. I'm looking at this one. I got they have like the splattered bottoms like near the midsole. They're
Hmm.
like an army green. Then I have the orange and blue pair. I need to undead stock those soon. Bro, I'm in love with those shoes. They're comfy. I love the design. And plus, for me, that's the shoe for me that's different. Like it's
Yeah.
not a Jordan, it's not a Yeezy, it's
Right.
not something hype. It's something that I like, something that's different. That's
Yep.
what I really vibe with.
Yeah, I like those too. I remember when he tweeted that, and I just never got around to like actually trying to get a pair. But I like to see. That's what's crazy too is a lot of the silhouettes that are really popping off right now look like stuff that came out when I was a kid. Like these are the '90s coming back, and so
Hmm.
I and that makes me feel so old to say because that's like how our parents felt. Like, oh, the '80s are coming back in style. I was like, no, mom, they're not. That's how I feel right now.
Yeah.
But no, those definitely look like you could rock a starter jacket and just have the flyest fit. So
Man, listen, I will wear starter before a lot of these older brands. Like, I know Champion had people in the choco for a minute. I had a shirt just to like wear, but it wasn't nothing crazy. But starter, give me the jacket, give me the hat.
yep.
Bro, I'm with it. The jerseys, I don't care. I'm with it.
I
Starter
used
can get
to I
my
used to
bread.
doodle the starter S and the star logo on my like papers at school. If I
Oh
finished my
snap.
assignment early, I'm just sitting there doodling. I would
Hmm.
always draw the starter logo. So yeah, I feel
Man,
you. It had me in a stranglehold too.
man, what I miss them jackets. Like I remember when they first introduced like the little mid zip. Like instead of zipping all the way down, it had the
Yeah.
little mid zip,
Yeah.
bro. That was
Yep.
fire.
Yep.
That's fire. My grandma, she when she used to go school shopping for us, she stayed put me in some starter back in the day.
Oh man, that's a good grandma right there.
I'm trying to tell you, I miss starter. Now, we pretty much talked about it a lot. Like, what would you, if you can go back in time, what would you tell your younger self about copping sneakers? Like, what was some advice would you give your younger self?
Not even that younger, man. If I could go back to, like I said, like 2011, 12, 13 in that era, don't sell all those shoes, man. What are you doing? Like I said, I had probably over 150 pairs of sneakers that were dead stock, and these are Jordans and Nikes that came out from 2000. I want to say like 8 to 2012, and had them dead stock. I had Concords dead stock. I had Jordans 1 through 14. Every every one of those 1 through 14
Ooh.
in the home Bulls color. So the white and red or whatever the home Bulls colorway was, had them all dead stock. And I got married foolishly. And so moving into a new place with my then wife just needed the room. It wasn't even a money thing. It's just like, I just need to get rid of some sneakers, man. I need the room. Sold them to a friend and didn't bust his head like I was fair. And yeah, don't do that. That's the biggest advice I give him. Don't do that. What are you doing?
I feel you on that. What was some of your favorites you had back then? Because I know that's one of the things I really wanted to get into as well. Like what sneakers you had.
Yeah, man. I like I said, I had the 1 through 11 or 1 through 14 in the white and red, or I guess the Concord counts for the 11s because they didn't have a white and red, really. Um, my favorites of those were and I kept the ones that I wore, so I still have them. The ones and the twos. Twos are underrated sneaker. I'm tired of all the hate that I see online for the Jordan twos. Twos are underrated, but I got ones and twos. I really like those. The 12s, the cherry 12s. I miss those a
We
lot.
need those back. I
We
feel like they're
do.
gonna come out next year.
They have to, right?
I think so.
I'll give
Because
them a look.
this year would have met the little age gap that they do for those. So
Yeah,
I think next year they coming.
I hope so. I'm gonna have to get those then. Concords and Space Jams, obviously, and Cool Grays had all those gone. Then just not getting off Jordan, like had some Bo Jacksons, had some Had some Barclays. Still got a couple pairs of Bo Jacksons and one pair of Barclays, but they're not really beat, but they're kind of yellowing, so it
Yeah,
is what it is. But yeah, man, so
you
many.
had some heat, man. I
I
remember you was
did,
talking about home
and that
project
was my
too.
that was my favorite thing to do too when I still worked at Finish Line. Is I would buy a shoe and I'd wait like a year, 2 years, 3 years to even take them out of the box. And so then here I am showing up to work wearing a pair of shoes that ain't been out in 3 years. And my regulars come in and be like, whoa, 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 where'd you get those? And so that was like my favorite thing to do.
I knew a homegirl. She was from Jacksonville. She went to school at UCF. I forgot where she moved to now. She's an attorney, and that's how she used to do hers. She took the Win like 72. I think it. No, not. I forgot. But they're like the UNC colorway 11s, not universities, but the Win like something. I forgot the exact name. She took hers some years later and wore hers. She did her Cougar nines like that. I don't know. I thought about it, but when I get shoes, I'm going straight to feet, depending on the shoe.
Depending on the shoe. So a lot of times, if I doubled up, if I was able to get two pairs, then I would definitely go straight to feet and dead stock the other. But I tell you, I meant to. I was trying to think of this when you asked me the craziest thing that I saw from back in the day. This was the craziest thing that ever happened to me. So I show up to work one day and I'm wearing the Chicago 13s, the white and red with the black
Okay.
Chicago 13s. And one of my regulars comes in to Westtown Mall Finish Line, Knoxville, Tennessee. And he sees me wearing them and he's like, bro, let me buy those. I said, what are you talking? I'm wearing them. No, I'm not going to let you buy these. He leaves. He comes back like an hour later. He goes, no, I'm serious. Let me buy them. Name your price. I said, dude, I ain't got no other shoes. Like, and I love these shoes. No, I don't have a second pair. I want these. He leaves. He comes back like a half hour later. He goes, bro, listen, I'll give you $300 for them right now. I was like, okay. I said, but you also got to buy me a pair of shoes. So I made this guy he gave me $300 and bought me a pair of shoes that I picked off the wall for some shoes that I like. They weren't even, this wasn't the first time I wore them. This was probably the fifth, sixth time I wore them. So they weren't dead stock. And
Dang,
that was the craziest thing that happened.
bro, he must have really wanted them shoes,
He
boy.
did.
Bro,
Because
they
it,
had
it
to
was
be
like,
some.
it was like a year and a half after they released. And so he just wanted to, I think there was a show that night or something, like he wanted a fit and he wanted something that no one else was going to be wearing. So I
Yeah,
get it, but I ain't never going to pay $300 and put my feet in a shoe that's still warm from another man's feet. Like, no.
exactly. See, now me, the only way I'll take some shoes somebody had is if it's like somebody like the guy Mayer up in New York who has like storages, houses, rooms just full of sneakers, or somebody like PJ Tucker. Other than that, mm-mm.
Yeah.
Now if it's Mike, maybe, but everybody else, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But back to is one thing I want to get to, but we kind of flew past it. The twos. Now, a lot of people hate twos, but do you feel like with them coming out with so many colorways, including the Chicago's, that this is going to kind of push away that agenda that those shoes are terrible?
Yes and no. I think yes, people are going to say yes. Now, whether they're being genuine or whether they're just buying into hype, who knows? But, because the hype beasts will hype anything up. And then people that aren't hype beasts just be like, man, everybody's wearing these. And then it grows on you. So you're subconscious hype beast. Yeah, I think people are going to start accepting the twos more, especially the two lows. I don't like the lows really, but I could see them going with more people trying to wear them. But I think so. I think people are going to start to accept the twos more.
I feel you. I ain't gonna lie. I love twos back in I think it was 2010. The Radio Raheem's, the name just Radio Raheem back from the Do the Right Thing movie with the Spike Lee
Mm-hmm.
joint.
Yep.
Bro, I had to get those. Like the 90s nostalgia, like it was calling me, so I had to get those. The lows were tough, but I didn't get them. It was the red and white lows that I wanted. But when Virgil did the off whites, ooh
Oh yeah.
man, I want them hoes bad. But I really wanted to go for my homeboy Q. He was on my pod a couple of times. He kind of helped me like grow my music taste or whatever, like artists that I listen to now. But I remember somebody was doing a giveaway, and I was gonna do it for myself because I actually like twos, but I was gonna enter for him to get it, but I didn't win it, and I was kind of hurt about it. But twos, they deserve respect for real. Like even
Thank
though
you.
Michael hated them, it was pivotal because it was the shoe before the the logo as it is now, the Jumpman. Like if it
Yep.
wasn't for that shoe, we wouldn't have had the threes how they were. We wouldn't have had the fours and all the other stuff. Like that shoe really put us in position to be where we are now. So
Yep.
it deserves respect.
Exactly. Amen.
For sure. Now, before we close, is there anything else you would like to share? Anything about sneakers? You could talk about don't go out there part. Like what is it you want to, just
Yeah, no, man. I appreciate you having me on for sure. The only thing I'll share is, like you said earlier, you said it perfectly. If you don't really want the shoe, don't buy it, man. Someone like me, someone like Sauce could want the shoe. But no, I appreciate you having me on. This has been a lot of fun. You can definitely catch me on Twitter at @DMFrank_. Catch me on Don't Go Out There, and you catch me on the Lateral podcast, available Apple, Spotify, all that good stuff. But yeah, no, man, it's been a blast.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was great having you on, man. I was glad we finally got it done, man.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
also before we go, how you feel about your nose? This what day y'all play? Friday tomorrow?
Hey, you're breaking up, man. I can't hear you. No.
Oh, I'm about to say, here we go.
Yeah, no. Listen, I've been the biggest critic of Mike Norvell of anybody that I know. He got off on the wrong foot with me, and he hasn't really made up for it. But I tell you what, right now I feel great about him. They have done. This is how low the bar is. They've done what they're supposed to do, and I'm thrilled. It's been so long since I've seen a FSU team do the basics and do what they're supposed to do that I'm thrilled. So I think we're gonna get the W against Louisville.
Okay. I feel like y'all are cover the spread. Um, from what I've seen from Louisville, they have some athletes, but what I know from Florida State guys, because I'm from Georgia, so I watched guys like DJ Lundy in high school. I watched Pookie when him and Tamarian was killing our region, even though they weren't winning it. But those guys, like a lot
Yeah,
of people were shocked when DJ scored, but I'm like, no. High school, his best position was running back. Like
yeah,
he was hitting 200-300 yards on people before he messed up his ACL. That's what converted him to linebacker. But y'all got some pieces. I'm pretty mad that y'all stole my dog Sap from Lee County, the offensive lineman.
yeah.
I was recruiting him to Florida, bro. Heavy C. Ooh, he pissed me off. He messed that up. But y'all got some dogs, man. Hopefully, they don't let y'all down, man. Because
Yeah.
I feel like football is enjoyable. Even though I hate to be this person, football is enjoyable. College football is when the whole big three is
Yep.
having success. When Miami, Florida State is smashing everybody, like
Yep.
that's when football is good.
I say the same thing. Us three need to be good. Texas needs to be good. USC needs to be good. Tennessee needs to be formidable. If that's happening, the college football is in a good space, and I think we're really close to it. I think we're really
Bro,
close
I
to
was just about to say that. Yeah, because USC they gelling well
it.
with
Ooh,
Lincoln and the guys
ooh.
he brought in. Tennessee looks pretty good with Hendon Hooker, but I don't know how long that'll last. I did enjoy their dub over Pitt, and with Texas, they showed promise last weekend, so we'll see.
Now, the one thing that I say that I've been catching a lot of flack for this that you can appreciate is I've been giving your team a lot of praise, man. I really like Billy. I think Billy was a great hire.
Yeah.
The man can coach some football. Y'all got some great pieces. People need to get off Richardson's back. It was one bad game. One bad game, bro, against a good defense. I know we look bad. Give it time. It'll be fine.
I can't say nothing. With AR situation, I can't say nothing. But I am wearing the rubber band though. Like I got his merch on right now, the
Oh, there you go.
AR-15, yeah, with the little scope thing. I am rocking it. But I
And
mean, hopefully he can shake back. You know what I mean? Because he has all the intangibles. Like he has
yeah,
the skill set, the size, the athleticism. Just
he
be
does.
consistent.
Just put together, be consistent, and then I need my Cleveland Browns to draft Javon Dexter. Make that happen. So
Hey, when I was saying I was looking for an NFL team, I was really going to consider Cleveland, but I haven't really respected Cleveland since the Josh Jacob years when y'all were I forgot what year it was. Y'all was like 10-6. I think 2010 or something like that.
okay,
That was the last. I think y'all had Garcia at QB or something like that.
yeah,
That was the last time I really respected Cleveland. But I feel like y'all got some dogs now. Like y'all been drafting good. Like I respect y'all
yeah.
for sure.
It's not an easy life.
Yeah, my dog Ronnie, he started for y'all. He was a captain last week
Oh man,
too.
yeah.
Ronnie
I love
hard, bro.
Ronnie. I love Ronnie.
Yeah, that boy hard. He might not get you picks, pass deflection, but he gonna hit. He gonna
Yeah,
secure a
he gonna
tackle.
hit, and he's not gonna be the person you watch on film and be like he blew it. So
Yeah,
he's in position. So he's one of my favorite players. He might be the next jersey I get. I feel like I've got a curse though. Every jersey I get's gone. The last one I got was Baker Mayfield. You see where he is, but Ronnie
bro.
was about to be my next one though. That's 850 hero right there.
Yeah, that's how I feel with Gator jerseys. The last Gator jersey I got was Elam. He left and went pro. I had Emory, and that went how that went. So I'm
Yeah,
just,
he's out there in Arizona State, baby. He's out there in the desert.
man, I can't say what he out there for, but him and Nesta from Miami, boy, they living out there. That's all I can say. Yeah, they're living. If you know, you know. Arizona State. If you know, you know.
Oh yeah.
So
It's the
man,
reason Terrell Suggs went there and not Florida State.
wait a minute. Hold up. Bro. Listen. I'm gonna have to look that up in a minute. Why he picked there? Damn, I know why he picked, but dang.
Yep. He was commit. He was ready to commit to Florida State. Went on a recruiting visit and said, "Nope, I need to be here."
Man, listen. Arizona State got it. That's all I can say. I got
Yeah.
some people listen. I can't say nothing too crazy, but they got them.
Yeah.
They got them. If I was a recruit and I could take 5 officials, I'm locking in Arizona State. I think I would put them either third to last. It all depends on the other schools, but
For
they
sure.
pressure.
For sure.
So, yeah. But thank you again for coming on, man. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna have this episode out in the morning, so
Yeah.
you already know.
Yeah. Appreciate you having me on, man.
For sure. Take care, man.
Yes, sir. You too.